What's going on, everybody? We're going live to talk about crypto. It's episode 5 already. It's already been 5 episodes. Man, that's crazy. 5 episodes, Rocky, already. What do you think about that? Really, it's 6 because we had a pilot episode. Man, we've got a special guest tonight, super secret surprise, and we're gonna bring them on last. So you have to stick around and find out who it is. A popular video gamer, content creator for about, over 10 years, actually. Wow, that's a long time doing this. They know what they're doing. So hang in there. I'm going to get the stream going here. I'm tweeting the stream right now to let everybody know we're going live. And then and we're getting the stream link out to our big supporters to get our first guys in here. So just hang out, listen to the music, and maybe Rocky will tell you a little something while we wait. What are we going to talk about tonight, Rocky? You got any ideas?
Talk about the weather. The weather is nice here in Asheville today.
The weather is nice. All right.
Nice and warm. Tropical day, some might say. Excited about the guest tonight. I think we're going to have a good time. Got a few questions for him. Hopefully he's got some questions for us. Hopefully, it carries on, and we'll continue to have some guests coming onto the show from time to time.
All right, there is the link in the chat and Discord. Episode 5, sent the everyone message. Bam! That should bring them in or make them leave, one or the other. Either way is fine. We appreciate you guys coming out to the show, hitting like and subscribe, hitting the bell notifications. Drop your likes on the video, and we'll get this thing started here in the next 60 seconds. It's got a text message my buddy and tell him, hey, we're ready. I wish I could type on my phone these days. What do you think, Rocky? We got some people showing up in the chat. We got anything in the chat?
On my TV, I'm still seeing waiting for Bruno.
You able to? It says I'm live. I'm watching myself live. Got three likes, 2 people watching. Any voice channel? You saying they haven't pushed it to the YouTube live screens yet?
Looking for it. I don't think so. Okay, there we go. And now everyone should be able to hear us, and you come in, let us know you made it in.
Yeah, let us know you can hear us, how the sound's going. My tweet just went on Twitter, and we got some new music this week. All right. What's up, Burger Cube in the chat? Appreciate you. Yeah, all right. Well, let's bring this on over. Let's get this bad boy on the road. What do you say?
Right.
Man, oh man, what do you think about this? Does this say you're still waiting on us? Should be live now, right?
I'm seeing your screen now. I think we're good.
Yeah, you see me? I've got World Wide Web up.
This shows the world. Shows your background. Now it shows it.
Shows World Wide Web, yep.
Yeah, you're up and looking at it, yeah.
I can't get the screen up. There we go. There we go. Now what I do? I was worried the video wasn't live. So that's just me relearning how all this recording software has changed over the years. And I am getting caught up with that. That's cool. How are you guys today? Appreciate you guys coming out to the show. We've got a big show for you this week. We've got so much information. Let's see. Need to stop sharing my screen there so I have more bandwidth and tell you what we're talking about this week. We've got big news on Gala Games this week. We've got news on some Ethereum NFTs, and we've got a new project to show you, a new metaverse project that we have been hearing about. It's been covered by a couple other crypto shows and stuff like that. So we wanted to check it out and make sure you guys knew about it, because if we didn't show it to you today, it might be too late. All right. And we got a surprise guest at the end of the show. Somebody's been in crypto for not crypto at all. Actually, they're brand new to crypto. Don't know anything about crypto, but they are brand new to, they are been in gaming for 10 years. Man, I'm all over myself tonight. Let's try that again. They've been in gaming content creation for over 10 years. They're basically an expert. All right. And they're brand new to crypto. Got that figured. Rocky, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Yeah, maybe I can help you out. So what we're hoping to do tonight is kind of incorporate our two worlds. We've got the gaming expert, we've got the crypto. We'll call them experts. We'll say experts for the sake of saying so. And we're going to see if we can answer some of his questions. Maybe we can pick his brain for some questions. See just how exactly this is all going to mesh together, because we do know one thing for sure, and that is that gaming and the blockchain is going to be a thing in the future, and it's going to be a big thing.
Right, absolutely. So good to see a couple more people showing up. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys get that stream link and Discord out to everybody if you can. Rocky, this is World Wide Web, and this is the metaverse project I was talking about. Basically, just minted last week, the 29th of November, 4 days ago. Mint, as it shows, is completely sold out. They had 5,000 small apartments, 3,000 medium apartments. They had 1,000 large apartments, and they had 69 penthouses. The prices, of course, 0.069 ETH all the way up to 1 ETH. And now they are on OpenSea, and I'll bring that up for you to see. And the floor is 0.39 ETH. So didn't work out where all of them went up, but you could see that right.
No, they definitely have all went up. Your lowest price ones now are 0.39 ETH.
That was the one that was 0.06 or whatever, right?
Yeah, and some of the penthouses are up over an ETH each now. So
Absolutely.
they are definitely. This is one of those projects where we were kind of talking, and there's going to be a few projects like this come along where they promise a metaverse and they promise this and that, and there's going to be successes and failures in some of these. We already know that there's Sand and Decentraland. Those are going to be all right, I think, and they're going to make it. And I think this is another one that probably will be successful just due to the fact that they got this newer concept out. It's similar to the Tower project over on Solana, which also integrated with ETH this week, which was kind of big news. And this is just kind of a first off for ETH, the ETH side of things. So I think this is going to do real well. I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Man, I tell you who is already involved in this, and one thing to know about this project is that they don't have any token. This is so far, this is the only way to take any kind of investment into buy land. And these projects are already involved, okay? You've got the Forgotten Rune Wizards Cult, Crypto Weebs, CryptoPunks, Wrapped CryptoPunks, Monkeyverse, Kaiju Kings, Cyber Kongs. They've got some that look like they're coming soon, like Bored Ape Yacht Club and Crypto Duckies, Obits Official, Head DAO, Galactic Capes, Cosmic Labs, and then they've got some more that are already involved. Like I said, Cyberkongs, Ape Gang, DistoPunks version 1, the Cool Cats NFT, Chain Runners NFT. I mean, the list is growing. It looks like daily. And then they've got pets that you're going to be able to have. So you'll be able to have friends over to your house. You'll be able to have pets in your house, avatars in your house. You'll be able to show off your NFTs in there. They're going to do the best they can to make it seem like a 1-to-1 on metaverses in competition with Facebook's Meta project and with Decentraland and Sandbox. So what do you think about that, Rocky? Is this something that we should pick up?
Sounds good, man. It sounds like they've even got live sirens in the background, like from the police cars, maybe.
Yeah, man, I live near a street for sure.
Oh, just picking on you there. Yeah, no, man. I think this is going to be a good one. I think this thing might take off, even with everyone's kind of hesitant on whether East's going to run up, East's not going to run up, and all the NFT markets just kind of sitting on edge right now, waiting. All those projects that you're not so sure if you want to jump into, or maybe you've already jumped into and you're hoping to make a profit, just got to wait and see what happens with ETH after a few days. Yeah, so what we've done on Townstar, people have figured it out kind of now, and it's almost to where you're at a point where it's almost too late to get in. It's never too late to get in and play it, but get in and to be able to buy some of the NFTs and stuff that are sold on the secondary market or in Gala Games online store, the pricing is kind of already taken off, and the popularity is kind of already mixed into the equation. Some of those NFTs and stuff, what they do is you place them on your map when you're playing the game. When you place that certain NFT has a certain value for town coin. When you reach your daily achievements or whatever for that day, you're then rewarded your town coin for the day. Right now, I mean, I'm earning 50 town coin or so a day. When it was up at $2, I mean, man, that's $100 a day to play a video game for 15 minutes. So not so bad. It's a pretty interesting game. It definitely takes some thinking and a little bit of skill. It's similar to Farmville if you ever played that back in the day, or if you watched your mom or your grandparents play it maybe on Facebook. It's similar to that, but a little more in depth and a little bit more thinking and knowledge goes into it and planning for your city and what you're wanting to develop and build. I think he's scrolled through a few of the NFTs and things. When you look at them, I mean, they're just, if you look, everything on there has gone up tremendously. I mean, we're talking 5 and 10x, and yeah, I mean, and the box, they've got a box. Yeah, yeah, sure. We got Bob in the chat as well. He says,
How about now? Is it working now?
"I can hear you
Yeah.
fine
So
through my
yeah, it's working now. Thanks for telling me. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
Mirandus, that's we went 5 episodes without our first muted mic. We got to put our dongers in the chat for my first muted mic session. Thanks. Good to see you guys. Hey Burger Q, appreciate you letting me know in the chat. That was awesome. You're a huge success. My name is Soul. Shout out in the chat. Check out his NFT project or let me know my mic was muted. So yeah, this is Mirandus. I mean not Mirandus, but Gala Games, and we've got Town Stars, what we've been talking about here with my mic muted. We've got Tesla coils, solar panels, Mr. Puddles, Epic water towers, and basically you put these NFTs on the map, and you can use them to play. And here's the game right here. So this,
Drifter said to check your DMs. I think he's trying to communicate with you as well.
all right, I'll do that. Tell him about my Town Star map as it comes up
Yeah.
here.
Well, he's just what he's doing here is once you get this map running and you're developing and
Gotcha.
what you're doing is you're producing things, and as you produce those things, you're selling them, and it's you may produce eggs, you may produce flour, you may do wool. You can mine from certain minerals. There's several things you can do. You can create steel. Um, it's very similar to Farmtown.
It,
And
well, you mean Farmville? I know, I get them. It's like
Farmville,
all of
yes.
these Freudian slips now between all these games and their copycat names. That's a big warning too. You start seeing some of these crypto games come up and they have names like Pokemon and stuff. You better watch out. They're not going to be around long. Because eventually Nintendo's going to be like laying the smack down on the copycats, just like they did with regular gaming. And I'm sure that it will affect them somehow. Like you won't have access in countries, and it just won't be a beneficial investment, you know. But you could take. See, my idea here is I've got 9 flour, and then you have this little truck. I go and I sell the 9 flour when it's ready, but it'll generate me $22,500 here. All right. And then
I
I
think the
get a
thing
little
that
bit of
we're
these coins right here, right? And they return. So based on the NFTs that you have on the map, you earn town coin. So the daily
I
quest
think
is a
the piece
thousand.
that's important to stress with this game is that with if you had a Miranda's node, you might have gotten dropped some NFTs that you can use on the map. If you were lucky to purchase some of them early before they 5 and 10x, you might have bought one earlier. You can see where he showed where he got his 1 town coin. You've got to think that in some of these smaller countries and some of these more developing countries around the world, this is life changing money that is being put in these people's hands either through their mobile device or a laptop or a computer or a Chromebook or iPad. Um, they're able to earn life changing money right then and there every day.
Right. And now I've brought up this image so you can kind of see these values of these NFTs are absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So, for instance, we have this. I have this Express Depot on here right now. I'm sorry, the resolution is terrible. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Express Depot is 1 town star or 1 town coin per day. All right. Alpha Fountain OK, which was the other one we have now, Rocky has on his map, is 8 town coin. What's the other one we got now, buddy?
We've also got a Vox, which is those are a little bit different because they're all based off of their rarity. The one that we've got is earning around 41 town coin a day.
It's not even on this list, but you could see that in the same area is in between the Alpha Fountain Good and the Legendary Sugar Storage. And you can already see where you have this opportunity for third parties to come in. Like Drifter could come in one day with a game company and get a sponsor with them and be like, I want to have like a Drifter themed rare wheat stand. Like, because they have like a Bitrue wheat stand right here. And see that Bitrue wheat stand provides 24 town coin a day. That's $24 a day right now. I mean, it was $2.50 just the other day almost, wasn't
So
it?
you're saying that people could buy financial instruments that are branded with my namesake and are kind of a cutesy game to play at the same time, as if you were purchasing dividend stocks, but there are little Tamagotchis you can play.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And they're
Absolutely, yeah.
resellable too, instantly.
Yeah, if you partnered with Gala Games, like where they have partnered with BitTrue and where they've partnered with Simplex, they've released an NFT that fits into their game with their name on it, and yeah, people are buying them up like crazy on the secondary market.
Yeah.
That
Man.
is bizarre to me, and I assume this means my microphone is working well.
Yeah, you sound
We
perfect.
hear you loud and clear.
You sound like
Gotcha.
you sound like lovely silky chocolate. It's good to hear your voice, man. You've been doing all right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, doing much better recently. I had a little bit of a roller coaster ride this year, but it's been pretty good the last month or
I
so.
think we all have a little bit,
And
yeah. That's good to hear
yeah,
you're
this
here.
this is a little bit different for me. I don't normally do public appearances of any kind when I'm high. So if I start saying really dumb things, please let me know.
Oh man, you're good. You can say whatever you know. We'll reel you in like Rocky reels me in all the time. I mean, hell, I went half the show without my mic on. So we're doing good here. But yeah, we just wanted to show you that this game is actually operating and generating us revenue. And Rocky, can we fully I don't think we want to fully disclose, but give an idea of what somebody could say if they invested $1,000 on an NFT, they could make this much right now, and if it stayed this coin level between now and however long.
If you made if you put $5,000 into an NFT right now, or
Not financial advice. Right.
If you put $5,000 into this game, I mean, you're going to produce around between $50 and $100 a day, and I mean, you get your initial investment back pretty quickly, and the more you're willing to spend, the more you make, and but you can play it for smaller amounts and still make money, and it's I mean, it's the first of its kind.
Right. And so now here's the question, and here's what we have Drifter here for. So this is just Farmville, basically. This is Townstar. So this is just one egg, all right, in the basket of Gala Games. They've got, and I'll bring this up so you can see it while I talk. It'll show up for you eventually. But as I bring up the store, they've got a RPG coming out, an MMORPG called Mirandus. And this Monday, they have a Vox coming out, which is like NFT, right, Rocky? How they're going to use Vox? Anything? We have any idea?
It'll be similar to the box that we have now, but it'll be based for the Mirandus game. So you'll essentially put it on the Mirandus game. You'll earn. They haven't came out with it yet, but we're assuming that every game they come out with from here forward will have its own token, and
like Townstar has town coin.
Money.
Right.
You either earn your money based on like the spider tanks that they have. We think the level of tank that you have put together will somehow play into the role of paying you for your play.
Which we just picked up some spider tank stuff last week on the show. We tried to. Man, Gala Games was so popular last week. We had to name the whole show that Gala Games Gone Wild. And we couldn't even get our NFT purchases through. Ethereum is still so broken that it took us, 4 or 5 days to get our NFTs from the last week's show. The beta's not even playable anymore. It's so late.
Their popularity's grown huge in the last 2 or 3 weeks. They just had a big esports tournament in Korea with these spider tanks. I mean, I am not a viewer of online streaming of games normally. I mean, I will watch from time to time to try to learn something if I'm trying. or every now and then something will catch my attention. But this was a World of Warcraft kind of game, I guess, essentially, but it was a lot more action packed and a lot more exciting.
Right, and I've just brought up
Neat.
just a few seconds of it, and I'm going to spam through it so I don't get copyrighted or anything. But you could see the gameplay. It looks like a top-down kind of overhead MOBA kind of game the Spider Tanks does, and it was playable for a beta during the World Championships. The United States made it to the regional championships, but they didn't make it to the World Championships. And here you have just tanks running around blowing the hell out of each other, and it looks kind of fun, to be honest. But we bought some of the NFTs. We've wanted to play it. We haven't gotten to play it yet, so we can't really report too much on that. Basically, you buy a gun and you buy, a body, and you put them together, and you get to go around and blow shit up. And I assume that you're going to earn money based on the rarity of your loadout. You've got legendaries, uncommons, etc. And yeah, so that's
And
Spider
Drifter,
Tanks.
we were talking earlier, and maybe one of the toughest things is going to be for the new generation of online blockchain gaming is going to be patience, because like this, for example, we bought 2 NFTs last weekend hoping that we were going to get to play the game at some point in time.
Man, it just
Well,
takes too
our
long.
purchase didn't go through. We didn't get to play the game. Now
Yeah.
the purchase is going through. We have the NFT. We can play it, but now the game's not there. So this is not as simple as going to GameStop, picking up a disc, or going online even and purchasing a game and downloading it to your system and then playing it. It's a
Not
little
yet.
bit more involved, and I think until they make that a little bit easier for people, uh, we still got some way. We got a ways to grow.
For instance, with Townstar, it's playable right now, and you can literally just go to the store and log in, create an account, and boom, you can play. But you do have to link your MetaMask wallet to your account, right? Or some sort of wallet that's acceptable. I think there's one other wallet they work, but we use MetaMask, and it's free to set up. You don't have to purchase anything to play these games. But if you want to earn money while you play, or you want to invest in the company, then you need to get NFTs or coins with companies, etc. And that's kind of how this works. And that is that evolution from the World Wide Web that we know today to the World Wide Web of tomorrow, which is instead of companies like Activision owning everything and all the servers and everything, instead the players actually own the company's servers. Like we own one of Gala Games servers, and we can vote on changes. It's sort of decentralized, and it's not. If you came across what's called like a real decentralization maxi exist, they would say Gala Games is not nearly decentralized enough for them. True, but it is somewhat decentralized, and we get to take part of votes all the time, right, Rocky? What's a vote we've taken part of?
Yeah, well, like we got to vote on just recently. You got to vote on the referral rewards and stuff like that. It's kind of rude of us. We didn't even really let Drifter introduce himself. Some of these people may not be aware of who he is or even what he does, and maybe we should do that first before we go any further.
We're actually going to do that here in a minute, and we're going to actually ask him some pretty good questions.
Okay,
right,
you got him all set up. Okay.
Right before we get to that, though, I want to finish talking about Voxes, because Gala, we're moving up to what coming up next. Gala Games has Downstar ready to play. Talked about that. We talked about Spider Tanks, and it looks like I can update the game. Maybe we can play weekend, Rocky. Maybe that's a Twitch stream.
Still open.
Make sure you subscribe to my Twitch to be able to catch that. And then you've got Fortified, which is a tower defense game that's in development. And you've got Echoes of Empire, which is a strategy 4X game coming out. Drifter, you ever play any of these type of games? This Echoes of Empire, or you remember what was the kind of space style game that was real popular for years? I don't know, put spot.
Destiny, Elite Dangerous.
It was Elite Dangerous is more like it, but it was more like it was like Eve Online. Remember Eve Online?
I do remember Eve Online.
That was like more of a kind of a collecting and kind of fighting kind of game with ships and all that. So this is kind of one of those, I think, is a strategy 4X type space game. That's coming out. And then you've got Miranda's. And this is why we bought our node, right, Rocky? Miranda's.
The only reason we bought
was totally. We had no idea about Townstar, Echoes of Empires, Spider Tanks, Fortified. We had no clue. All we knew about was Miranda's. That was in January of last year. And we said, man, we're going in on this because this is going to be a fantasy RPG, MMORPG, where you and everybody else owns a piece of the game. You can own the city. You can own the pub. You can own the NFT that you play with. You can own the sword that you play with. You can own everything. And you know, you can. The idea is that you're going to be able to earn revenue. So, like, you know, you played New World, right, Drifter?
I did not.
Okay, well, New World
Bob
is
says StarCraft.
StarCraft is a good strategy game. Yeah, it could be a lot like StarCraft, to be honest, the Echoes of Empire game. But Mirandus is going to be like kind of like an MMORPG like World of Warcraft. Whereas if you were in an area doing quests, the person who owned the NFT of the area that you're in doing quests is going to earn a percentage of the taxes of your quest. So if you earn gold in your quest there, a percentage is going to go to the person who owns the NFT that you're on. Or if you're part of a guild, then the guild will own NFTs together and you'll be able to share revenue from what the guild does together in high-end stuff in the game. Or if you own the pub, somebody comes in and buys some, you know, some materials to craft or drink or eat in the game. You've played plenty of RPGs. The pub owner will earn real revenue from that. And the city owner will earn taxes on the pub.
And every one of these NFTs have sold out on their store, and you can only get them on the secondary market now. And they
How
are
much would something like that cost?
anywhere from 1 ETH to 100 ETH, depending on what you want to buy. Like a farmhouse, like a small farmhouse is probably going to be your cheapest thing you can buy, or a pub, all the way up to Celestial Castle.
Well, let's get here's a good question. Boxes are minting this Monday. There's 8,888 of them. And how much is the mint for the box, right?
It's going to be 0.888 ETH in Gala. So what they've done is they've created a system where if you want to come in and buy this, you want to buy one of the boxes, you're then going to have to convert your ETH to Gala. And when you use that Gala in the store, it has a burn mechanism to it. So it helps them to sell the token and to control the flow of the token a little bit. And it forces you to make the purchases in their own custom token.
Hey, Lucky Clover, good to see you, buddy. Mirandus Box, dropping December 6, 2021. Boxes. So
these things, so just as an example for Townstar, these boxes can earn you anywhere from 30 Townstar up to, like, the rarest one earns like 3,000 Town Coin a day, which would have been $6,000 a couple of days ago.
right. Now I had this
drop, so you don't know what you're getting.
You don't know what you're going to get. That's right. Now I had this exact same question, Drifter, because I kind of want to play the game, honestly. Personally, I like RPG. I was going to play the game, and I was going to play it on the stream for content as well. So I'm going to get a pit fighter. There's only 67 of them left, and they cost 761 Gala in the store right now. So that's like, you know, MSRP, manufactured, you know, retail suggested price or whatever you want to say.
What would that be in dollars?
Oh shit, man, they're almost $1. They're about 50 cents right now. So that's like
around 600, 500 bucks,
350. Yeah, 350 to $500. You know, depending.
It's also going to earn you. It'll earn you money once the game starts as well.
You see, earlier on the show when I was muted, I was telling people, and that's a good point to bring up, is that only a few people in the world have already started thinking 1 ETH to 1 ETH or 1 Gala to 1 Gala, 1 Solana to 1 Solana. Most people think in dollars, so they go, look, man, how much money do I have to put on the table? It's like 250 to 500, 750,000 bucks. So if Gala was $1, they'd be $760. Hell, it was almost $1.
We don't know. They haven't released yet how the payment system is going to be for the play to earn part of the game. So, but we do know that from everything we've learned from them, every time you buy an NFT or a character or anything to their games, it seems to level up your collection for your play to earn.
Right, and it seems that when you employ the NFT on the map and you are playing within the number of NFTs they allow you to have, that you make money. Now you bring up a good point there, Rocky. If you look at the top right hand corner of my screen, there's a level and it shows that I'm only level 1. That means I can only have 1 NFT on Townstar right now. And that, Rocky, you're what, level 3 or something?
Level 3 or 4, yeah.
Right.
So you can have 3 or 4.
Right, and you can have 100 NFTs on the map because they have special abilities as well. There's a little bit of a pay to win aspect as well, because some of these NFTs provide like regional bonuses to the map or whatever, and I assume the other games will have special benefits as well. If you buy a rare pit fighter, you know, a legendary pit fighter better be better for the price, you know, for the player and for the person who's making money off of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think they think about all that when they develop them. What do you think about all of this, dude? Is Gala Games could be an Epic Games, right?
Well, we forgot to tell them the most important part: the Gala nodes. So the Gala nodes is what they were selling to operate the gaming that runs the entire system.
It's insanity how
And
expensive they've gotten. I don't even know if I'd
their
buy one now.
price, yeah, their price ranges started down in the low 3,000s. They're up over $60,000 a node right now.
And there's like
They're on
10,000 of
track
them
to
left.
sell out 100,000 of them.
Yeah, there's only 10,000 of them left. Less than 10% are left. So that's like thinking that you're going to buy the last 10,000 Bitcoin. You know, that's expensive. You know?
Very much so.
Man, so this is Gala Games, and this is why we brought Drifter here. All right. So first, let me bring up Drifter's YouTube channel, because I kind of kept him a surprise till now for a reason. Right? I want everybody just to us talk and chat, and then tell you why I brought him here. All right. Drifter has 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. Almost. You'll get there. Probably been there. How close are you?
I have been there and over that. It's been a rough year, so I dipped back under. I've had 1.5 million subs like 4 times now. I hit it and dip it and lose it and gain it, and it's weird.
I didn't mean to bring up a sore spot. No, we're going to get you over that.
I'm not worried about it.
So everybody that watches this video in the future, if you take a moment and check out in the description, the Drifters in the description right there, he talks about video games and other real life subjects on time to time when you feel the need, right? Tell me about it.
Yes.
Yeah, a little Cowboy Bebop video there, I see.
Yep. So I got a little monkey wrench in my life this year. It used to be like all gaming and once, maybe twice a month, some like IRL stuff. But I'm in a situation where I can't game a whole lot, can't like type and click all day.
Right.
So I've had to do a lot more of that, what used to be a sprinkling of other stuff. So I'm trying out all sorts of real life videos and basically almost anything I can do sitting in a chair talking and not having to game super hard or be particularly physically active.
Right. So you're taking it easy, man. That's cool. You've been
Yeah,
working
but it's
hard
still
for 10, 12, 15, how many years have you been at this?
YouTube full time? I don't know, like 10 or 11.
Right.
But it's still risky to do that, to just hit that sudden like content shift. And I have no idea what I'm doing either.
I see what, right. Well, most people that watch our show have no idea about content, but you're absolutely right. When you shift content on YouTube, it can generate some disruptions in your algorithm, delivering videos to your users. You know, you have a couple of users that decide they're going to skip a video because it doesn't pertain to them. That can really mess you up. So
exactly,
totally get
YouTube
that.
very much so rewards consistent posting and consistently posting a very similar kind of content to get those recommendations pushed through.
Right.
At a point, you could be popular enough to where you're a living meme like Moist Critical, and you can kind of push your own content. But for the most part, it's consistency, and I mean like daily videos. The algorithm is absolutely insatiable, and it's my opinion that it'll take as many as you will make until you pass out.
Absolutely. I'm also going to plug your Twitter here. Go over to Twitter, and at this point in the time of the video, you've got just under 250,000 followers on Twitter. And you're going to absolute rock star on Twitter these days. Hell, Twitter is doing great for you content creation wise too with these videos, right?
Very much so. You've probably noticed they're monetized, but Twitter content I can do pretty easily in my downtime. So earlier this year, when I couldn't do videos as consistently, I relied on Twitter as like a secondary income source. And it did good enough to keep me going, and it did good enough to where it's worth just continuing because it's pretty easy to do every day.
Right. So for anybody out there that's interested in doing content on Twitter, there is a avenue there once you reach that ability and take care of it.
You just played an ad for me. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome, bro. I would do anything for you, bro. Anything you want, you ask. I'm there for you.
What you should do is every time you see an ad from me, you should click on it and buy that thing, and then go right back to Twitter and just do that all day.
You're the man.
You would single-handedly take my ad rates up to like heroic levels until your credit card exploded.
That's awesome. I gotta play Cash Machine for you since you said that. This is one of the songs we'll play. Talk about getting hyped on money. Alright, so now you guys know who Drifter is and why I brought him on the show. Now we're gonna ask him, because he's an expert at content creation, at getting gaming content out to a community, and understanding the content-driven economy that is going to be needed in order for Web3 to succeed, because not only do we own the games, we also own the responsibility of producing content for the games. It's our responsibility to do all of it, just like they would if you were working for the company directly. but it's up to you as a user how far you go into pushing the game that you want to get involved in. So we have some friends that are like heavily invested in just one game, like Gala Games, and they've put thousands and thousands of dollars in, and they're making thousands of dollars a week on Towncoin. And you have some people that, like me, that like to spread my eggs out in a basket and try to stay kind of like exposed to as much as possible in order to be stable and still enjoy everything. I like to taste a lot of good food, if you know. So we want to take this kind of idea of Drifter knowing what real companies do for the last 20 years in gaming, like Activision and Riot Games and Epic Games and EA Sports, EA Games, and how the games that they produce revenue, how long those games stay active, because I think a lot of people in the crypto space with no gaming experience really understand how long a video game can stay popular and produce, because crypto, users is the most important thing, and in gaming, users is the most important thing. So when you put the two together, you really need users. So I think Drifter can provide some insight about how long a game stays popular. I mean, how they tried hard.
I've got a comparison that I can make. I
Okay.
do not know if you will like,
I'll take
but
anything.
just assume the positive qualities of whatever comparison I'm about to make. Do you remember a time back in 20, maybe 14 to 16 or 17-ish, when CS:GO was the #1 shooter in the world because Valve basically allowed not just CS:GO Lotto, but dozens of these gambling sites
Right.
and these rare skin trades. They definitely weren't NFTs. I mean, Steam ultimately owned them, but they allowed
Really good comparison.
a small market to exist compared to the larger crypto. And I know that there was a lot of negative associations with that, with gambling and CS:GO Lotto and kids and whatever. But if you think back to those times, CS:GO was hot for like 4 years. I mean, it was like a 10-year-old, it was like a 14-year-old game. The last four were super hot. They were having $1 million, $10 million tournaments, like 400,000 views on Twitch, kind of massive events. And people would tune in from around the world and watch pros play with like $60,000 rare items, and they would go to a gambling site and they would bet $5,000 and $10,000 items on the outcomes. And that level of realness, and risk is what was very exciting, and it made people come back and go really hard, kind of like the fighting game community.
Yeah.
Now, I know that's technically gambling in a way, but there's a really good analogy here because the NFT game, since you're playing a game with ownership, if you buy a microtransaction or do a thing in a game, you truly own it. Like you're personally invested in it. And if gambling is any sort of comparison for personal investment when it comes to games, because it is a game, I think that same level of interest would definitely exist for people in crypto. The appeal to our human nature is very much so there. It's more a matter of which place people end up. I think that the NFT gaming that you are talking about is inevitable, whether it be good or bad or just interesting. But it's really a matter of finding what game it is that people actually want to play, like which one they coalesce around. Because once a certain game hits like a critical mass of investment and truly becomes #1, everybody's gonna be like, I'm gonna go fucking pro at whatever NFT this game is.
Fortnite. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend that NFTs don't exist. Let's just talk about regular gaming. Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, Fortnite absolutely changed everything. Nobody. I mean, we were all playing Call of Duty, right?
Mm-hmm. And paying $100 a year for DLC.
And H1Z1 too. That was the two games. And Battlefield every couple of years. And then when Fortnite came out, it was like, whoa. And everybody played Fortnite. People that would, like people who played Uno before played Fortnite. It was intense. And then Fortnite just like fell apart.
I even played Fortnite.
And then you don't even play Fortnite. I mean, I wouldn't even expect you to even admit it. That's kind of
fell apart.
Well, not like fell apart bad, because they're obviously killing it. But I mean, the peak, they had a very, very specific peak. And I don't know if they'll ever hit that peak again, is what I'm trying to say. And I brought up a chart to exemplify what I mean. So this shows.
No, I totally get it. About the peak of Fortnite. The thing about it is that even Fortnite's low points are better than most companies' peaks.
Right. Well, they're incredible. So they are Epic Games' flagship game. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes Epic Game a $50 billion company. Right.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head though, because I have a small like WhatsApp group that I'm involved in, we all met through DFS, either daily fantasy sports or gambling, and we've slowly went into crypto. We've slowly went into NFTs. Brunoff and I have kind of always talked about gaming and stuff, and we've played Call of Duty for years together. And
Yeah, this is my Black Ops 1 squad, Rocky.
just and the thing is like, man, the difference with this whole new thing is like it's almost an it's a bigger investment because you can buy the land, you can buy the buildings, you can buy the weapons, you can
But it's different because instead of a true gamble, it is a practical investment, and there are different types of investments in the same NFT game. So you're buying financial instruments a couple of steps removed with abstraction, and you can play them, which is bizarre. You're almost simulating a secondary economy.
Right. Well, you want to go the other way around. If you start thinking about it, that you're going to be playing video games anyway, why not have a ownership in the game, like own stock? Like, I mean, for you and I, we had goose eggs in the game, if you want to say, the last 12 years. I mean, back when you started, I started too content creation 12 years ago, and I was more popular back then when I put more effort into it before I became a full-time dad. And at one point I had 200 to 300 concurrent viewers all the time on my stream for GTA, and you get to this point where you see how popular something can get, and then all of a sudden you just see the drop, and you're like, wow, nobody shows up for those streams anymore, And so I want people who invest in crypto games that tend to get a little out of hand because they're fucking degens, and they just, they this is a good thing in my opinion when it comes to altcoins, but bad really. You get carried away. I want them to see that CS:GO here that you showed 2004 was 100% on the Google Trends. That was when it was the most popular. Counter-Strike, the first Counter-Strike game, and you were talking about how they did all those tournaments and everything else like that. And you could see that over time they did really well. This game is one of the most incredible first-person shooters of all time. But since 2004 to now, it's still popular. Still playing this. This game was playing before Google Trends started. That's why it's at 100 right here at the beginning, because this game was more popular even before Google Trends started. And then you see where they started with CS:GO and how they crossed. And so there's a sequel from the same company, Valve Keep Going, right? And so you see Counter-Strike itself stops being as popular and the CS:GO kind of takes over, but all it does is really carry the torch. And never again is it ever going to be as popular as it was before. So at what point in a crypto game do you sell here? Obviously, before you even get to the blue, right? I mean,
It depends on what you want. I mean, if you want to, it's a bizarre way to think about it for a game, but if you looked at that like the return on some kind of investment, you could look at the long part of it as a long tail investment. If you were going to measure area under the curve like that, if all those people under there were valuable in the NFT system, then the area under it would be its value. And if you get out at 100 or even pretty early on, you get a slice. But if you stick with it the whole time, it's time in, it's years, you're going to get a lot of long-term revenue.
Right. So for those of us that are in at the very beginning and we decide to stay the whole length of it, it won't matter because we've made our money so much. We could be there till the end.
We are sort of at a point now where we're making assumptions, but we're going ahead and buying pieces to the other games that they are selling in their store because we're just going off of what's happened with the Townstar stuff. If you look at it, everything they've sold has just multiplied tremendously over the last month, probably. Once the coin came out, you've seen the value of stuff go from, let's just say, $500 maybe $2,500 or $5,000 to $15,000. So now that there is an actual true value that you can put on that object and you know what your return is going to be within a range. I mean, we can guess a range for that coin and we know that we're going to earn that much money each day. I'm sorry, but I'm staying in these games until the money stops coming.
Right. And I think that it's important that if you guys are out there seeing other content creators talk about gaming and crypto together, that you need to be wary if they don't tell you one of the best coins in the game right now is Gala. They're not talking about games like Gala Games and other companies like Gala Games that are legit like conglomerate of games, if you will, like an Epic Games. They don't just have one game. They've got multiple IPs started. They've got, great talent already working at the company.
Another big thing to keep an eye on is Gala has their Gala versus next weekend. And I don't know what they're doing, but the founder and everyone else has promised something that never been seen before in the world of gaming as far as a convention goes. You're going to be able to buy. You can buy digital passes on OpenSea.
We have one, right?
Allow you to watch. Yeah, we've got one for one day. You also get like a gift NFT with that. We don't know what that'll be yet.
We are going to try to attend that and reveal whatever happens there, guys. If you don't,
he's assured that this is going to be bigger than any convention that you could ever imagine. And I mean, you guys have been involved in gaming. I'm sure you've seen some of the Call of Duty releases. And
we were actually both at the largest Call of Duty preview ever. The one for Modern Warfare.
I'll be interested to see how this compares to it.
Yeah, well, it'll probably blow it out of the water because this is going to be a full blown convention where people have to pay to come, whereas we were private invited.
It was definitely not cheap. Hello 7027.
Hey, what's going on? Hello. So these Voxes, I'll tell you, they're coming out next week to give you some idea of what they do. They make Mirandus exemplars that for Mirandus even more powerful by completing a quest that pairs them to the Vox and lets you get a special bonus in the game. You also can earn town coin daily by placing your Mirandus Vox in Town Star and completing the daily challenges like we showed you at the beginning of the stream. And also Vox World is coming. So soon you'll be able to play with your Vox avatar in the metaverse and earn Vox coin with it as well. So it's totally random. Each Vox is randomly generated NFT, and it starts with a selection of a class. Then individual traits are iterated one by one. And finally, data is compared to all the other existing Vox to ensure it is provably unique. So when is the Vox dropping? Monday, December 6th at 2 p.m. And they have a Discord here. So make sure you check out collectvox.com and check out the info for yourself before you get involved. But that's the big NFT we see that we're watching for the week coming up to mint. And anything else about Gala Games and Mirandus and Vox, Plem?
I think we've covered it, man. I think we've gone over everything. I think we've got everything out there, and it's an interesting time. I think it's going to be good to see this all unfold.
All right. Well, man, we're not done yet. And I know, man, Drifter, at any time you have to get out of here, you just say, man, I got to go. I don't want to take up any of your time. But we are going to talk about two more quick things before we get out of here.
What are the topics? It is about my time to go, but I'm curious.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna just cover some real quick news about Solana. I just want to let people know that come to the show.
Why don't we let him just ask us a few questions if he's got them real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Forget that.
Lord.
Yeah, let's do that. Why don't you ask us about crypto?
I'm completely overwhelmed by this. You've brought me on a crypto show as a guest. And assuming because I tweet about crypto and I talk about crypto things, but the level of depth and detail that you're going into here is far deeper than my casual self does. So I'm seeing a lot of new and interesting things, and my mind is quite literally blown. It is also possibly the Delta 8 doing that.
Right,
but
fun combination.
I'm seeing things truly new to me, unique, that I've never seen before. Some of these announcements, and the potential behind them is mind-blowing because you're creating an entirely different type of system, period. It's a game you play. It's a financial instrument. It's a competitive economy. It's also something that feeds in a sense because you always need new players. There's financial motivations. You can build games not only where you earn by letting people play, but what if somebody made an NFT game where I could just use my Ultra Sword to go steal your shit and fuck you, that's your problem, like EVE Online? Well, then you've got a life simulator and like an economy simulator, and people love to gamble, so they'll probably do it. But it's
What are you doing for the next 6 months?
I know I'm rambling a little bit.
No,
but the idea.
It's okay. I think, I mean, and this may just spur a question, but I think that the most successful metaverse that comes out will be the metaverse that is augmented reality rather than virtual reality. So when you can go out and pick up your cell phone anywhere in the world, like you can in Pokemon Go, and you can see that metaverse where you're at, and that metaverse has a geolocation. And
well, that's the goal with Oculus, is basically that.
Right. So whoever gets there first wins, because what they do, that gives the metaverse the opportunity to go to that local retailer and be like, hey, you're already on the real world map. You want to get in the metaverse right here, and they could sell them land, however they want to do it.
And there has been some NFT games that have come out. Like there's the most recent one that people have made shattering amounts of money on is the wolf game. What it was is you either minted a wolf or a sheep,
Man, I wish I had a
And
link for that to show Wolf
your
Game. I'm
wolf,
gonna look it up.
we talked about it a little bit, but just a little brief overrun for him. And it's kind of a gambling thing. Like you can either stake your wolf or your sheep, and you can earn wool tokens.
Hmm.
The wool tokens have a value, or you could just let your sheep be, but you run the risk of the wolf taking your sheep. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and that's what's so amazing. And I mean,
And this is just a
you talk
browser
about us
based
blowing
game.
your mind, but to be honest, I mean, the thing is that if you can think it up, you can make it. I mean, pretty much, it can be done.
Of course, do your own research. If you ever get into something
Yeah.
like this, Wolf Game, make sure you go and read their white paper. They have a white paper too. This is a very intricate thing, and I'm not involved in this, but we do know somebody that's involved. And
This project's being pumped by everyone from Gary Vee to all of the more famous influencers. There's a guy Beanie.eth on
Beanie
Twitter.
promotes that. Yeah,
He's a big supporter of
pretty
this.
big deal.
There's a ton of big names in this one.
Kind of interesting.
It's
So
out
yeah,
of my price range at this
man.
point.
So I mean, I guess Drifter, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Anytime you ever have a question about crypto, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or anybody else, and we're gonna do what we can to help you out and get
I
you
will.
caught up.
Yeah.
And
Be
and
prepared
we'd
for
Let us
like,
some
know
very
when you're
newbie
ready. Let
questions.
us know when you're ready to drop 10,000 NFTs, and we'll do it.
hey, look, serious though. I would love to have a section on the show sometime when you come back on and you're like, look, I've come up with a question and I'm ready now, and we'll do a segment where you ask us questions and we educate you, and it's kind of like crypto noob session. I don't know, maybe how you feel about it. I don't know.
I am way too high to make a commitment on that. Can you
No,
hit
of
me
course.
up
It's
when-
just an
when
idea.
Smart me is awake tomorrow.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. As Kim Wong says on the show, as a sneak attack. All right. Appreciate you, bro, for real. I'm really glad to hear your voice.
Yeah,
We should
man, it was
hang out
nice
more
to
often.
meet you, and thanks for coming out.
Well, thank you for inviting me. This was extraordinarily eye-opening. You have given me almost too much food for thought for the night. It's going to keep me very busy for a long time.
We'll come back if you got any questions, man. Hit either one of us up in the Discord or whatever. We're in here, and we'll help you out, man. I mean, I don't know a ton.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Drifter on YouTube. YouTube.com/Drifter with a 0, not an O. I have it up on the screen, and I'll be in the description below. And make
Thank
sure
you,
you
and don't forget to subscribe to this stream too.
That's all right. Yeah, you make sure you like and subscribe to here. But I've always done content a little differently. I've never pushed, but you're right. Absolutely, they should.
Come on, if you're watching, why not? It takes literally a second.
That's true. Hit the like button, subscribe, and then the bell for notifications. Absolutely. I wanted to talk a little bit towards the end of the show about some news about Solana and one more gaming project, Chicken Derby, that's coming out. Yeah,
Kind of got to bounce though.
yeah. Of course, you got to go. We're going to talk a little bit more before we end. Drifter, thanks again for coming out, buddy. Thanks.
Oh, dude, thank you for inviting
Thank
me.
you.
Anytime.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Yeah. But we've got Chicken Derby. That they had their beta, right, Rocky?
I'm ready to talk about some chickens. Let's do it. Chickens, man, it's so crazy because there's 33,000 of these chickens that were minted. So there's a large number of them, but these are the first generation chickens that will be minted. Then you'll be able to breed, and there'll be another generation that will come out down the line. But yeah, after the beta racing, they had some changes they wanted to make, some tweaks to the game, but
Yeah.
I've watched a few of the races. They were very interesting.
Was it
seems
like
very
playing
entertaining.
Mario Kart but with a chicken?
I mean, if you got to compare it to something, I would say, yeah, I would say it's something similar to Mario Kart because
Let's see if
each
there's
one
any.
of your chickens,
Yeah, go ahead.
each chicken has a special trait or a talent that they can do. It might be jetpack or it might be helicopter. They may have an AK-47. It's pretty interesting and pretty fun. But they did find out there is one little thing. If you're going to be buying chickens, they say to pay attention a little bit to the eyes of the chickens.
Yeah, I've
because
got those pulled up so you could say that.
it did have an effect on them in the races. The ones with the sleepy eyes seem to have more of a slow start, and so on and so on. So, I can't wait. I'm excited about this. I'm ready to see it. I hope you get the video up so that everybody does get to see it.
I do. I have it up now. All right. So it's another content creators video, and I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm only going to show a second of it. But you guys can see as they're trying to get ready right now to race. Thanks, Copper Pitch. Make sure you subscribe to Copper Pitch for me showing this video. But the chickens are racing in this format, and so that's kind of the gameplay that you get. Chicken Derby and for Chopper Pitch. Thanks for putting that on YouTube for us to show that. Yeah, these eyes are all
this is going to be exciting. This is going to be exciting. I mean, they're going to do more beta testing coming up, and we just got to watch. I mean, man,
I think this is one of the ones that
you're going to be able to bet on this. You're going to be able. I mean, it's going to be there's going to be a gambling aspect to it. So, I mean, I don't know how many people really know this, but I would be willing to bet that 50% of the NFT world is previous either gamblers or DFS players.
Interesting. Well,
but
when the game comes out and it's playable, that's when the population will explode. That'll be when it's at its peak of popularity. And Chicken Derby is a unique exception to the rule I was talking about earlier, where I felt like the only safe bets in gaming crypto is going to be, like conglomerate type games, because they have multiple games to keep them going. They're going to keep making games in the future. That makes sense that that's a good investment to me personally. But the Chicken Derby is a singular game that seems to they expect to evolve the game further than this top-down racing, right? Like they wanted to be a better kind of racing game even in the future.
Well, but there's also going to be an aspect of the metaverse, I think, where you can take a 3D version of your chicken in there and different things where you breed it and train it and different things of that nature.
See, the utility of the game and the game's development increases over time with its initial success. So if these initial races get going good and everything goes well, which we think it will, because this is going to be like the next D race or Z run or whatever you want to call it, I think it's going to do fantastic. Art looks good. The game, all the animals have different abilities and stuff that makes it cool. Anyways, that's Chicken Derby.
Not financial advice. Go buy you a chicken and let's race.
Let's race some chickens. Absolutely. Anything else about chickens?
I think that covers the chickens for the night.
I also want to let everybody know that Solana ended up getting added to Grayscale, if you guys know what Grayscale is. And Grayscale is a financial company that you can actually, trade on the stock market in the United States. And so they have like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff like that. Basic attention token, Chainlink, Decentraland, LivePeer, Stellar Lumens, Litecoin, Zcash. Then under consideration, I have this whole list of stuff that they're talking about getting someday, adding to their asset list for their company. And Solana was bolded at one point when I got this asset list earlier this year. And now, as of this week, November 30th, they are officially part of the left column now. So move them to the left column. Solana is in Grayscale's product family. That just means that Grayscale is one more step closer to catching to Ethereum. I thought that was cool. And in celebration of that, I figured I'd show you guys a new Solana exchange. Exchange.art.
Yeah.
So this exchange I just found out about this week. Could be new to you, or could be you already know about it. But it seems to be like a community aspect type project where they show everything in category: algorithmic art, profile picture, illustrations. Things ain't the same when you roll with Exchange.art. Other NFT marketplaces do the basics. Yeah, we do that shit too, but why stop there? We're here to change the way you think about an NFT marketplace. Take a look at the things that make Exchange fresher than the rest. Flex and check. Introducing the Exchange Notification NFT. Every time you buy or sell on the platform, your status rises. Check your unique NFT keeps you up to date with the latest offers right in your wallet. Shoot your shot. Behold the power of Exchange. Bid on almost any NFT you find on Exchange, listed and unlisted. Make a reasonable offer to alert the holder via their notification NFT. Except it's all yours. All right?
So like that, and I think they're one of the first that's offered that make an offer. It's really worked. I guess it works. I haven't used the site myself, but I think some of the others have had some issues with the make an offer feature. So it'll be interesting if they get that up and running.
Right. And like you can see here, this is Soul Poems, one of the collections that I have that gives you access to land in the Bahamas. This has 259 total. I own 3. But, I know from personal experience with the project leaders that they are not listed on this site. So that means that this site is accessing the blockchain and listing these NFT collections as they find them, just like, other community tools. And so some of these poems I know will never be sold because there are people that have said they're keeping them for their whole life and passing to their kids. So making an offer to them is interesting. Just have to find one you like and make an offer. It's just a different way to interact with NFTs in a different marketplace, and I thought that people should know that it exists, that it's available for them to check out. Like, anyway, so move on to the other Solana cool. I have the Soul. What is the Peeps project? The Soul Radar.
Soul Radar is the other thing that I've been using a lot because it helps me to track the volume of secondary market trades on different projects.
Absolutely. These are
and when you can do that, you can see what people are buying, and if you can see what people are buying, then you can a lot of times tell the better projects.
Right.
With Solana right now, it's so hard because there's so many new projects coming.
Right. It was like an explosion, and I feel like that's just a kind of like a taste of what's to come when NFTs become mainstream, right? Because we're like before the chasm even. We're early in this. So right now we're already inundated with all these NFTs. Imagine when everybody else realizes how easy it is to make an NFT project. I mean, we were looking at, man, what did Burger Cube say? It just takes a couple soul to mint a project. So if you do all the art yourself and within your community and all the other steps to release it, and you just, do the bare minimum, you could have an NFT project for a couple of soul. Like, it doesn't take much effort. When people realize that, we're going to be inundated with projects. Using tools like this is going to help you stay on top of the game, so you're the best investor at the table all the time. So you have collections up at the top like Rude Golems I've never even heard of. Here you go. They have the most volume, I guess, on the works. How does this work? Volume over 24 hours. You're
looking at right now. I would go to floor prices is what I like to look at.
Top 20 movers. I see. See, these are the top 20 volumes in the last.
I like to look at floor prices up there myself,
floor price.
just because you want to see the projects that are making it and have sustained a higher floor throughout this, because there's definitely been a downturn in NFTs over the last month. But just being able to see what's kind of held and maintained a good floor, or what's moving up or down in the floors.
Right. And this shows you, I mean, you can even see Soul Chicks and Soul Gods right here. 1.3 floor price up 4%. Average price over the last 24 hours. Volume over the last 24 hours. So just a really cool project to keep you in touch with what's going on with Solana. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about that Solana stuff that happens. We'll close out the way we started because my mic was muted. And we'll talk about World Wide Web one more time. So,
I thought we were going to mute you again. Oh.
It's so true. I mean, my mic was muted at the beginning of the show, and when I talked about World Wide Web, it really didn't get talked about. So this is a metaverse project that is popular. It's sold out of their initial genesis of land NFTs. They had small apartments, medium apartments, large apartments, and penthouses that were ranging from 0.069 ETH up to 1 ETH for sale for 5,000, 3,000, 1,000, and 69 NFTs each. And the land lets you have access to the metaverse, to have friends over, to have your NFTs displayed, to have pets to come in, all kinds of cool stuff that you can do with this. It's the short of it, but you should check this out at worldwideweb3.com. That's the number 3, worldwideweb3.com. Learn more about the project. It's already on OpenSea and trading as well. And so you can maybe pick one of these up on the secondary market if you choose to do so. But I feel like this is going to be a big project that is going to be a leader.
Just real quick, we're trying to find a few projects that you guys can still get into that haven't necessarily mooned, like the price of land and sand or Decentraland has just gone through the roof. This is one that you can still get into for under $2,000.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if that's cheap, but it's cheap in Metaland right now.
It's cheap in Metaverse world. Getting in on land at $2,000 is.
I think I'm going to become a Metaverse real estate agent.
I mean, why not? Sounds like a healthy choice to me, my man.
Wow. I think they're already in existence. I'm probably already late.
What a show! We had our 5th show. We had Drifter on. I mean, wow, our first guest. We think we should have guests back on in the future. Make sure you tell us.
Definitely put questions in the comments. If you liked having the guest, we can continue to do that. We know a few people that we can bring in and let them chat with us and just.
Some of
kinda
them are
have
going to
a-
be gaming experts like Drifter. Some of them are going to be crypto experts, know nothing about gaming. We'll mix it up.
Maybe busy for the next 6 months developing an NFT with Drifter if he'll put the game together.
Well, I don't think he could even do that. That'd be cool. We'll put him on the spot. He
Yeah.
was so non-committal to that, but we totally should talk to Drifter about making an NFT game. That would be cool. He'd probably be interested in at least talking about it.
I know exactly what was going through his mind when we started showing him, and what did it for him
Was
is
his branding.
and his marketing. And when we hit that Gala or that BitTrue rare wheat stand, and he saw that it had BitTrue's name and logo on there, the light went off. He said, "Wait a minute, I can be selling something with my name on it in a game, and I can make money with that."
Right. Exactly.
I can also make money using it and selling it.
Absolutely.
It's a win-win, and I think you're going to see a lot of that in the future.
What a show, man. Doesn't seem like we have any questions in the chat, so I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next week, Friday, same time. Rocky, what'd you say, buddy?
We're all going to make it.
We're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. Thanks for watching, bro. Let's go.
Oh, you still hear me? Hi. Well, okay. Okay.